Okay, so I suspect, just like most of you watching, I have an addiction to easy entertainment. I have like this many unfinished hobbies and books that I haven't read that I own. I own the books and haven't read them, but I have 8 hours of daily watch time on my iPad. I spend 8 hours a day on average, at least when I'm not busy, watching YouTube, or not too long ago, it was watching anime. Not that I do that as much now. And I don't know, I really wanted to do something about that. I mean, I have so much stuff that I would like to do that I haven't. So many books I'd like to read that I haven't. Multiple books that I'm currently reading but haven't finished, but I should have. And so, the obvious solution to that is stopping watching YouTube, ditching the iPad for now, and seeing where that takes me. Now, I tried this before. I tried to do it slowly. I set a timer, like an app limiter, and set it to 4 hours. I was just like, that's a good decrease. Will give me time to do stuff throughout the day, extra time. And it took me a day and a half to turn off that limiter and just go back to my old ways. So we're going cold turkey. We're getting rid of it entirely for the week, for an entire week span, since it's Thursday. And we are going to try and save my productivity and attention span. And this is not going to be a very fancy video, not fancily edited or a million cuts while I'm talking. And that's for a reason, a couple reasons. One, I don't like editing. That's laziness, so bear with me. But the other one is pretty simple. I know most of you guys watching this, or at least some of you guys watching this, have my same problem and want to fix it. And I don't expect you guys to do what I'm doing. I mean, it's a lot, at least not immediately. It is a big step. But if you guys can sit through a video without the fancy editing and, the retention editing that is there to do everything possible to keep you engaged, if you can watch a video without all that, without looking at your phone, even if it is only 10, 15 minutes, I don't know how long this is going to end up, then it really is a great first step into improving. And if you don't want to do that, if you just don't like me or something, which is fine, go watch a movie that they made before 2015 without looking at your phone before 2015, because at a certain point they just started making movies that were designed to be watched while you were on your phone, so that's maybe not ideal. And report back. Hopefully you start making that push towards being electronically disconnected. This video will be in 8 parts. The introduction and just simply a breakdown at the end of every day. So 8 parts, a wrap up at the end of every day, and we will see how I'm feeling by the end of the week. Wish me luck. All right, end of day 1. Let's review. I picked up journaling, I guess. Figured it'd be easier to keep track of stuff this way. Amount of pages I've read today. I read from page 152 to 162 of Salem's Lot, and listened from page 840 to 897 of War and Peace. I drew for an hour. I entered my books that I own into the family library app that I have, so none of us are buying copies of books that we already own between ourselves. I went for a 1-mile run. I decided I was going to go for run a 5K on Thanksgiving, so I needed to train for that. I streamed for 2.5 hours, and I played chess for about 3 to 3.5. That is including the chess that I was playing on stream. Those are the stats. Let's talk about some other stuff. First off, I bought a book light. Most people have a wind down routine for the day, helps them get to sleep. Mine has always been watching videos, but since I won't be able to do that, I knew it was going to be reading, so I bought a book light. Yeah, I just didn't want to read with my overhead light because it's really bright and I felt like it would affect my ability to sleep. And overall, how I'm feeling so far, I got a little bit bored today, of course, but honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be. There wasn't really a point during the day where I thought really hard about like grabbing my iPad or turning on my computer and watching something. Like I never even really considered it. Like I was pretty steadfast in what I was doing, and it wasn't that concerning. Day one overall difficulty, I'd rate a, I don't know, 4 out of 10. Boring, but was totally fine. I will see you tomorrow. All right, I'm my parents, so this will be a quick update and a rather uneventful one. For future context, I didn't need to mention it yesterday, but any reading that I do after the daily update will be added to the next day's total. So today I read from, I didn't count. Okay, I didn't read any Salem's Lot today. I read page 0 to 180 of a webtoon collection. This was my chosen sleeping reading material. I paid 180 pages of that. It's not very good, but it's, I don't know, it's dumb reading, which I think is optimal for winding down for the night. I read from 897 to 923 of War and Peace. Time for what we've done today. I streamed for like an hour and 15 minutes. I worked on my parents' house for about an hour and a half. Babysat my nephew for about an hour and a half as well. Spent time with the family and did chess for about 2 hours, including the chess that I played on stream. Yeah, just for full transparency, I did watch a YouTube video today, but that's watching stuff with my family. Like, I don't count that towards any of this. I didn't sleep great last night, but I don't think that had anything to do with the change of wind down routine. I simply think it was just because I was sick. But now that I'm fully coming out of that, I do think we'll get a better idea tonight how much that affects me. And the book light's great. All right, day 3, I believe. Pages we've read today from 923 to 944 of War and Peace. From 162 to 185 of Salem's Lot. And from 180 to finished for my webtoon collection. Cliff Notes review, well, wasn't that good. Quite clunky, actually. It honestly reads like it was translated from a different language, which it might have been, and if that translation was done, it was bad, respectfully, but it's fun for what it was. Worked on parents' house for 4 hours, specifically on the roof, so we got half of that hung, so good progress there. Spent time with the family, of course. Chess for about 2 hours. I didn't stream today. I just spent a lot of time playing chess puzzles on my phone, but played a decent amount of games as well. And I went for a run. Top of that, I did sleep better last night, so we are readjusting to the whole book light winding down thing, so getting used to that. And all in all, pretty good. Yeah, about just under halfway through this. All right, another quick one because not too much has happened today. Read from page 185 to 217 of Salem's Lot, so a bit more than I have been recently, but only 944 to 967 of War and Peace, so a little behind on that one, but I, of course, will be reading more tonight. Things I did today: worked on my parents' house for about 2.5 hours, so a little less than yesterday. Chess for about 1.5 hours, also a little less than yesterday, but obviously I haven't been streaming. And spent time with the family, of course. On a 5-game winning streak on chess.com for anybody who cares. Yeah, other than that, not too much to say. I will say, I haven't really found it being all that difficult, but once I'm back at the house, my house, I will see. I mean, that's the potential of any challenge, really, because here, I mean, I'm spending time with my family. I'm, doing something, so there's really no time to sit down and be watching YouTube anyway, so there's not really a risk of me being busy. So yeah, we will see. Alright, things I did today. Worked on parents' house for about 3 hours. Chess for 1 hour. Didn't get to do much today, but I am maintaining over 500 elo, which is nice. Helped my sister plant some trees a little later in the day, and spent time with family, of course. Pages 217 to 239 on Salem's Lot, and 967 to 1001 on War and Peace. I will be staying up later tonight, though, because I am behind on the pace that I want to, so I will be reading a bit more. That's about it. See you tomorrow. All right, day 5 or 6. I don't remember. Okay, so babysat my nephew for the start of the morning. Streamed for about an hour after I came home. I got my library card today, even though the library does not open for a little bit, but it's still pretty hype. Chess for about 1.5 hours, including the chess that I streamed, of course. And I did a silent book club, because those are fucking awesome. And that is the second one that my local bookstore is hosted, and it was pretty cool. Got a decent amount of reading done. Read pages 239 through 239 of Salem's Lot, so didn't read any. And 1001 to 1102 of War and Peace. So not counting epilogue, that gives us a little over 100 pages, and counting epilogue gives us about 200. So, yeah, quite good progress. I will say the one thing I want to mention is that even though for most of this I don't find it that difficult to not have my iPad, to not be watching anything, when I'm eating, it messes everything up. Like, I am bored while eating. So yeah, I don't know. Like, for the most part, I feel like I want to avoid watching YouTube after I've been doing this for a little bit. I feel like in these next couple days I'm going to be a lot more productive now that I'm not at my parents', like in terms of getting my personal stuff done. And so I want to keep at that, but also I might, after this challenge is completed, start allowing myself to watch a YouTube video while eating, but we will see. And if I start noticing that I watch 3-4 videos and not just one, I will quit again. But yeah, that's where we're at. I will see you tomorrow. All right, so ignore all of that nonsense that's going on. I hung a mosquito net and I sound like trash. Final day, so let's run a review and then we will talk about the challenge. Things I did today. Streamed 2 hours, worked on my room for about 2 hours, didn't time, went for a run, which was 1.5 miles, chess for about 3 hours, including the time I spent on stream. Drew for at least 2 hours, though it may have been like 3 or 4. I wasn't counting, I was just listening to my audiobook. And I did laundry by hand. It was hand washing laundry. Okay, pages 239 to 239 of Salem's Lot. Didn't read any today, but pages 1102 to be determined for today. I already know, but I'm going to finish the entirety of War and Peace. I am on the second epilogue, so not a ton left, a couple hours, but that will put me around 200-ish pages for the day, which is pretty good. How am I feeling about this? I'm definitely going to watch a lot less YouTube now that I've done this. I found that I simply push myself to do other stuff if I don't have something easy to fall back on in terms of entertainment, so I feel more productive, I get more done. But there are times where I don't need to avoid being entertained. So like there are times, like primarily when I'm eating and like first thing in the morning, where I will probably now allow myself to watch a video, simply because in the mornings I don't want to immediately start doing anything that, mentally intensive, because the main thing that I do directly in the morning is chess. I stream, and I just don't think I'm mentally unlocked the first thing in the morning whenever I start streaming, and I do think it affects how I play, so I will start giving myself a slight respite in order to wake up in the morning, but nothing crazy. I will be limiting my usage to 1 hour per day. And I think that's appropriate. It will offset the vast majority of my unproductiveness while allowing me to not be bored while eating my damn chicken nuggets. But yeah, overall, I would recommend this to most people. I mean, maybe don't do it in the way that I've done it. I didn't find it difficult, but some people will, and some people's addictions are a lot worse than mine is. So do be careful. Don't push yourself too much at a time and put yourself off the idea entirely. Ease into it if you need to. But yeah, for the most part, I'm very happy that I did this. For the viewers of my other videos, do keep in mind, I've been working on all of my new videos throughout this. It's one of the reasons that I wanted to do this challenge. So all of my drawing stuff, a sketchbook tour will probably be coming as my next video. And if it's not that, it will be reading Stephen King books. So I have 2 reading videos that I'm currently working on now. That's one of them. So stay tuned. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.